Backwards.
I have double vision, so I'm not driving now until I get cleared. Okay. Oh,
We need to.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, anyway, the bottom line is, I went to the War College, NORAD, I was a deputy J2 under an Air Force brigadier, and then I volunteered to go to Munich for my final, and at that point, why don't we stop and we have time for some questions?
Any questions?
Anybody have any questions on anything I said? Yes, David?
I do have one question about, well, one comment first. I mean, Billy Joel could write songs about your career.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Question about your time in Russia and knowing folks in the Soviet Union, and which relates to something, you know, all the stuff going on today.
Mhm.
When you went to Odessa, when you went to, you know, maybe the Kamchatka Peninsula on the Pacific side.
No, we were not allowed out there.
You never went there,
No.
okay. But when you met with folks in the Soviet Union, you would introduce yourself as an American.
Right,
You're from America.
right.
You're not from Colorado.
Nope,
You're not from, you know, whatever, Alexandria, Virginia.
right,
You're an American.
yes.
Would they see themselves as Russians, or would they see themselves as Ukrainians, or Lithuanians, or Chechens?
Yeah, because there were
First.
15 republics, which meant there were 15 various groups. So, yeah, they would tell us what republic they were living in the Soviet Union, because there are 15 different areas, all kinds of languages, etc. And but when they found out that we were Americans, they were really thrilled. Most of them said, "Oh, we have never met an American before." And then they would quiz us on, well, is it really true that you do this, you do that, etc. And
Eat babies or whatever, right?
say again?
Eat babies.
Eat baby, yeah, eat babies,
Right?
yeah. No, that's
That's
now.
what they were fed.
Yeah, right.
Crap like that.
But we always set them straight, just like we did those Soviet Jews when they were asking the Marine and me. And that was another thing that we were taught in spy school, and that was be honest. Obviously, don't ever do anything, say anything classified, but make certain that you tell the truth. Even though, and in fact, there were a couple of times that we were asked about people of color here in the United States. And is it true that in the South, that your black people are, not being treated properly? So we would explain that to them. But then, thanks, David, because that brings it up, and Susan knows this, of course, that the Soviets, because of their government and their disinformation, they were the most racist people that I think I've ever encountered. And I've been in over 50 countries. And so their word for the N-word here is chorny, which the word is black. But it equates to the N-word. And any Asian, anybody of Asian, okay, they have a lot of Asians out there. And in fact, one of our granddaughters, one of our daughters adopted a 4-year-old from one of our adopted Korean daughters and her husband, and then adopted a 4-year-old from Kazakhstan. Well, 2 years ago, she finished 5 years in Uncle Sam's Navy on the USS Ford, okay? She was aviation boatswain, and she really wanted that, get up on the flight deck, etc. Weighs only 105 pounds. When they went to sea, she could never she was not allowed on the flight deck. So she was always in the hangar deck. So she was running the elevator up and down. She made third class by the end of her she mustered out of the Navy, but she's now in the reserves out here at Buckley, and she just made second class. Okay? So, and now she's at UNC studying to be an elementary teacher. And so she's a junior up there right now. So, anyway, it's great. So any more questions? Yeah, yes.
So based on your knowledge of Russia and the KGB,
I'm sorry.
based on your knowledge of Russia and the KGB,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you think Putin is crazy?
In 2016, I created a lecture for universities and anybody else who wanted to hear it, and I called it